What's going on, everybody? I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. I'm currently wearing my little Omega Constellation quartz, the first Omega I've ever owned, but we're not going to be talking about this today. No. Because there's a watch company, a bit of a micro brand that you guys have been begging me to talk about on this channel. So fine, it shall be done. Or it shall be undone. It's 5:07 p.m. Let's get down to business. That's right, today I will be reviewing the Undone Mystique Neptune. So Undone's a company that's been gaining popularity recently, and for good reason. They're the first company that I can think of that offers customization. So you probably all know Undone from the Undone Urban, which is a watch that you can actually go on their website and customize. So it's pretty cool. They have a few preset dials, but yeah, you can customize one and they'll send you a watch that you actually had a hand in designing. I think that's intimate. I think that's a cool thing for a watch company to do. But today we are going to be talking about their newest release, the Undone Mystique, and I have it in this box here. So as I talk, I'll bring you up close and we can kind of see what this one's all about. Alright, so let's take a look at the box. Right off the bat, I really do like the packaging. I love how clearly and concisely they put all the specs of the watch right at the top of the box, so you know exactly what you're getting. It says Undone the Urban. Now, technically these Mystiques are a variant of the Undone Urban, so I'm going to leave links to the customizable one in my description. So the Undone Urban is the one that you can customize, but the Undone Urban Mystique are these line of watches that kind of follows a planetary themed dial. I'll get into that in a moment when we open up this bad boy. But so Undone the Urban hybrid mechanical quartz chronograph. I'll explain that in a second right here where it says movement Seiko Instruments VK61. So those of you who don't know, the Seiko VK61 is their mecha quartz movement, so the timekeeping function is operated by a battery, but the chronograph complication is actually mechanically actuated. I would have liked the Mystique to be fully mechanical, but still, very good job sourcing a good movement from Seiko. Now, 30-meter water resistance rating, case size 40 millimeters, that's a good sized watch, crystal K1 dome type. Now, it's not sapphire. Again, I would have preferred a sapphire crystal, but in all honesty, K1 treated glass is still quite robust. Alright, so let's go ahead and open up this bad boy. So it's kind of got this cool leather buckle. You can slide it open. First thing that pops out is the gorgeous, gorgeous dial. This is the Urban Mystique Neptune. Following the planet Neptune, kind of has this awesome teal color going on with the dial. I'll actually leave a link in my description to a video where they describe the process of how they actually make the dials for these Mystique watches. You'll notice they throw in two straps. Currently, it's wearing the darker leather strap, and the straps honestly feel very good, very supple, very well made. And there's another lighter brown leather strap, which I may throw on in the future. But let's go ahead and talk about the watch itself. So honestly, the most impressive thing about the watch is the dial. I mean, there's no getting around it. It's just this gorgeous teal color. It's darker around the indexes, and it kind of flows into this brighter teal color the closer you get to the center of the dial. Indexes, very, very simple. I love the shape of the hands. And the overall case design is great, because if the dial wasn't this awesome futuristic teal, it could totally pass as like a vintage chronograph. Just another great example of modern meets vintage. I love the shape of the crown, and it's signed with their U for Undone. And it's just an overall very, very clean design. If we look at the side of the case, a very nice detail is how the middle is actually brushed and the bezel and the case back are polished. So again, very nice attention to detail. Just another very interesting thing to look at when you're inspecting the watch. The K1 glass is domed, but this watch could definitely pass as a dress watch, because even with that domed K1 glass, it's not a very thick watch. It's actually quite thin. Why don't I put it on the wrist and see how it feels, and I can kind of show you guys what it looks like on my 7.5-inch wrist. Alright, so here it is. Again, I have a 7.5-inch wrist. It fits under the cuff quite easily, so again, if you were to choose this as a dress watch, I think it could do just fine, but I think it really shines as just an interesting everyday piece. You're definitely going to get a lot of comments. I mean, full disclosure, this isn't the first time I'm putting this watch on. I've worn it for about a week, and I've gotten about 3 separate comments from random people about this watch. And yes, I mean, it's the dial, honestly. It's all about the dial. This one is Neptune, but they have a few different other planetary themed watches for the Mystique. I'll leave links to those because you may just find one that you're interested in. It's a very light watch. It doesn't feel cheap though. It's just not, you know, a big hunk of metal. 40 millimeters I think is a great size for this chronograph. Again, quite thin, especially for a chronograph. I appreciate that. It's not going to be a big hindrance on your wrist. Quite comfortable. And guys, for like a fun watch that's well made from a reputable company with a reliable Seiko movement in it for around $300, I think that's totally reasonable. I'm sure some of you may disagree, but guys, I know a bunch of you already know about Undone because pretty much daily I get someone asking me to mention Undone on my channel. But for those of you who don't know, again, I'll leave links to the Urban and the Urban Mystique in my description, so you guys can check these out, and who knows, maybe you guys will be interested. So far, I'm very impressed with this watch. I mean, it's a very simple piece, yet it's very captivating to look at and fun to wear. But yeah, I don't know, tell me what you think. What do you think about the new Undone Mystique? I'd love to hear from you guys. Leave me a comment, and again, I want to thank you so much for subscribing. If you're watching this right now and you haven't subscribed, just click that subscribe button, guys. Seriously, it takes 1 second and it helps me out a ton. And while you're at it, you can click that little bell icon so you do not miss an episode of The Time Teller. There's just so much more awesome content on the way, and you don't want to miss it. I'm telling you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with other watch enthusiasts, other people that you think would enjoy this. I'm Jory Goodman, The Time Teller, and always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it.